Powered by Broadnetconcepts.
Our speaker for this moment, Adito, I think we should do it together because they say two heads are better than one. And in this case, we're not going to be using the height. Ladies and gentlemen, she's the CEO of Zapphaire events. And she's here live. Ladies and gentlemen, if your heads are not too busy, please put your hands together for Mrs. FUNKE BUCKNOR. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause, please.
Round of applause, guys. Show her some love, Ibadan.
Is that the best we can do? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. So, it's such a pleasure to be here. In fact, when I walked into the room and I saw so many people, you know, I thought, wow, there's so many photographers and videographers in Nigeria. First of all, then in Ibadan. Then, during the pandemic, during this period, this place is this full. Honestly, kudos to you. Well done. Well done, well done. And to everyone in the room that has come to get knowledge and to know more, you know, I'm really impressed. Well done, everyone. So, one of the worst times to speak is when people have just finished eating lunch, you know, Abi. So, I'm going to do something. DJ. Shady DJ. DJ, you're not concentrating. Oh, you're not the DJ. What are you? The sound guy. But you should still concentrate. What if the sound has gone off and you cannot hear? We are calling DJ. Oh gosh. Yes, I wanted him to play something. Can you play some music? Who was playing the Fela before? You are the DJ then. I forgot to ask. Auntie Funke loves to dance, so get ready. So I need us to, we're going to do, at least just to get us awake, because some people are going to start, they're going to sleep. You're not going to sleep? No, to get us awake. Tell me one song. Oh yeah, I need 3 song choices. Tell me one song that we can play that will make you happy. Oh, I play loading. Is that not loading? Is that loading? Let's mix it now. Which one is that one? Tell us which one is that? This one they do like this. Riding bicycle, have you? They will do it like this. She knows it. They'll do it like this. Not be riding like the bicycle. Okay, don't worry. I've gotten you awake. Even if you don't play the music, don't worry. But I just wanted us to get into that, mood, because it's not very easy when you've had lunch for someone to speak. I move around a lot. Sorry, guys. The videographer, I'm feeling sorry for. I'm really sorry for the videographer and photographer. So sorry, but I'll try and manage and stay in one place. Is that okay? Okay. So I'm supposed to be talking today about, the relationship between clients and the media team. I call you guys the media team. And the most important. Do you know that you guys are the most important? But do you believe so? Do you believe so? You don't? Okay, good. So how photographers and videographers can work together with the planner and even, I would dare say, the client. Now, I'm saying that you are the most important aspect. Do you know why? Because memories is what we are left with at the end of the day. We've done everything. The only way we can have a record of what happened is from the photos and from the videos. Without the photos and the videos, it's as if nothing happened. So if you came into this room now and you told people that, I attended NPC Expo, right? And they ask you, okay, show me. The only evidence you have is your photo and your video. And that is why I say you guys are very important. You are extremely important to the equation, because you give us memories that we are going to see at the end of the event. So in that regard, everything that you do is so important, and the relationship between the client and the planner must be in sync. We must all work together because we are trying to produce the best events that we all will enjoy. You know, when Jide was talking and a few people were asking questions, and some people asking questions about, you know, this issue of contract, and somebody asked a question of this non-disclosure, you know, many things like that. And I said, oh, this is so funny because it's apt to some of the things I wanted to talk about. Now, to create a fantastic working atmosphere, the first thing that I will say to anyone is that every party must understand each other. You must understand, and understanding comes from communication. If you don't communicate, how will I know what you need, and how do I know what I'm going to be doing? How does the planner know what to give you, and how do you know what to give the planner or your client? Now, why I'm going to interchangeably use planner clients, because sometimes some of you don't meet the clients, you only meet the planner. Am I right? Some of you don't. Some of you meet the client, but they'll tell you liaise with the planner. So the planner is instrumental to how you deliver your job. So the relationship must be good. A lot of times in the past, planners will tell you, I don't want to work with a particular photographer or videographer because they don't either deliver on time, they're not professional. So it's important that we are professional in this field. Okay, so I'm going to come to professionalism later, but I'm talking about communication. It's important that you communicate adequately. I, as a planner, I have the responsibility to give you as much information as you require. And you, as the photographer and videographer, you have the responsibility to also communicate your needs to me. So everything you require, everything you need, you must communicate, and I must also communicate it to you. And best thing for communication is it must be in writing. Documentation. Don't tell me over the phone. Don't say, but I told you. Where is it written? Where did we write it? Where did we agree? I am very good at that one. I'll just tell you, you didn't tell me. Until you show me evidence. Even my team, they know. You must show me evidence of something I said. If I said something on the phone, if you want to document it, either you send me a text, you send me an email, but you must write it down to say, based on our conversation, you said, I said is important. Because people, we have, as human beings, we forget. And it's not that we're trying to do it out of malice, it's just because we forgot it. So it's important that you communicate every single aspect of what you require or what you want to do. Now, which also brings me to your contract. Right? When you give your contract, a lot of people will hire you based on many things. Some of us don't have contracts. Some of us will just call us, there's a job. Immediately, you're just excited. It's now when it's time, maybe it's time for payments, or they have paid, or they did not pay. That's when there's now wahala. You must have a standard terms and condition or contract that you draw up. Immediately they call you, that's the first thing. Jide is an oga of it. Immediately you call Jide and you want to book him. As they are telling you that they have heard that they'll just send you. It's a document. It's just a document that just has their terms and conditions and how much they are going to charge or whatever. You must have it. Some people call it a deck. Some people call it your pricing. Your terms and conditions must be there from the beginning. You are shooting for so number of hours, put it there. You are shooting, you don't get to the, some people will tell you, I don't go to the client's house to shoot, put it there. Some people will say, oh, I only shoot in a certain way. You just put your terms and conditions, because guess what? People will hire you. People, look, during an event or before, people are always excited. When it comes to after the event, that's when we will. Am I lying? When after the event is when you'll be hearing, but what did you shouldn't have, then you will not be wondering, but refer to my contract, I gave you a contract. A lot of times people don't read. People don't read it. So what you do, and I always tell a lot of people is, you must point out what you want your client to notice or know. Because when you don't read, when people don't read, they will say, oh, but it's not there, until you take them back to it. And sometimes, after that time, relationships are already broken, you've already quarreled, they've reported you, they want to spoil your reputation. You know, our reputation is very important in this industry. Because word of mouth, I say to people, I say, yes, the internet is there, people are blowing online. But you see, one bad feedback or one bad reputation, when somebody says something, travels faster than when people are saying you are good. So it's important that we try and make sure that our relationships with our planners, with our clients are good. And we will not get it right every time. And you will also meet some unprofessional planners. But once you are dealing with professional event planners, you must ensure that you also bring your A game, meaning that you yourself must be professional. See, there's dignity in labor. There's dignity and there's a client for everyone. Everybody in this room today will say, oh, probably I want to be like T.Y. Bello, right? Or I want to be like GJ, I'm just giving you names, or some international Anna Lebons, all those people that shoot for Vogue, that they'll say, oh, I'm shooting for, they shoot for top magazines abroad. But first of all, they didn't get there in a day. Number one. Number two, they identified the kind of clients they wanted and they moved with it. Number three, they started from somewhere. Wherever you are and whatever client you are servicing, don't look down on any client. That's number one. And don't look down on yourself. I need you to understand that part very well. Because you need, as much as you are doing a job that seems a photographer and a videographer, it's not very easy because the job seems, sometimes it's like you are carrying camera, you are moving around. Sometimes people see you as this doesn't have work. There's no respect to the work. But guess what? During this pandemic, we were doing photo shoots. Who was shooting them? All the time that people did not have events to do and things like that or whatever, people were still marrying. They still needed photographers and still needed videographers. Some of them even did away with planners, but they still needed photos. So what I'm just trying to say that your job and what you do is so important. So you must carry yourself with dignity. And any client that you are servicing at any point in time is as important as the biggest client. Because guess what? You don't know where you will be tomorrow. When we did one of our highlights 2-3 years ago was when we planned Dangote's daughter's wedding. Now, for a long time, you see, a lot of times we will see things and say, oh, for a long time, even me, I've been dreaming that one day, let Dangote's daughter call us now, when they are getting married, why don't they use us? I had a vision that the richest man in Africa, his daughter will call us to plan, And when we got the call, first of all, when you get such a call, at first, I know those kind of clients, they code, they don't tell you who they are. So I got a call, go for a meeting, I got to the meeting, I got there, I was looking, I said, this building looks, but I said, okay, no problem, anyway, by the time we had the meeting and everything, we had, before everything even came out in the papers, we had already done everything that needed to be done. Nobody knew what was happening. Now, what am I saying? How did they even find us? It wasn't from internet. They didn't even want their wedding online. So for that guy that talked about non-disclosure, their wedding, they made everybody sign a non-disclosure agreement. You could not post without their permission. And whatever they were ready to pay, what if you told them this, they paid it, because they did not just want their wedding all over the place. In the end, they were still all over the place anyway. But anyway, that one is by the way. But what am I saying? They found us from another event that we had done, where we had served someone that I didn't even know was their family, that did not seem rich. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So what I'm just trying to say is that every client, everyone you work with, every planner is as important as the next person. Don't disregard them. But your professionalism is what will set you apart. So that contract that you have refused to update, make it simple. Go online, get samples, ask people, but write it down. Write it down. I only shoot for 8 hours. Sometimes I used to be angry. I'd be like, well, what if I only shoot for 8 hours? If you like leave after 8 hours, you'll see what I will do. I've seen photographers. I'll just say, where are you? They say that you have gone. You have gone. They say, our contract says it's 8 hours. I said, what do you mean? What do you even mean? I'll now go back and say, it's true, it's 8 hours. So we now start getting to the place where we are now cajoling. We now have to say, you know what? No, don't do 8 hours. So, the event may end until 12. Charge for it. See, let me tell you something that I find that's also missing. We want to sometimes bring in Oyinbo culture into Nigeria. Now, when we bring Oyinbo culture into Nigeria, let us try and marry it with our culture. Do people management? They are clear. So when they see a shot, somebody will take a picture and I will say, hey, how did you see that picture? I was here, I didn't see it now. That's creativity. But that person doesn't necessarily know how to run a business. So you must know your strengths and know your weaknesses. And when you know your strength, see, there's nothing bad in knowing your strength and there's nothing bad in knowing your weakness. I know my strength, I know my weakness. I know. So what I do is I look for people that can help me with my weakness. I don't say, because there's nobody in life that is perfect. So in order not to fail, because failure is even part of life. You will fail sometimes. It's failure. It's from failure you will learn lessons. It's from failure you will cry. It's from failure you will say, hey, who sent me? They sent me to school. This is what I'm doing. It's from failure they say, I want to give up. But it's from failure you learn. It's from failure you get up. So it's important to identify your strength and your weakness. What am I good at? What do I suck at? What is it that people will say, hey, this one? Look for people to help you. Get an accountant. There are many accountants out there. Let them help you sort out your books. Invest. Some photographers, I've known them since. It's the same camera I've known them for over 68 years. They've been carrying. I say, you camera will go lele. I want to koja will People have gone past that. You still be carrying the same camera. How will your shots be good? You don't get knowledge. You don't invest. You don't get more information about how to own your crafts. Then you will not be angry that Zapphaire did not recommend you. I will recommend you because I don't think you are good. But maybe I don't know how to tell you that you are not good. So I've been beating around the bush. So instead of you to go and ask others, am I really good? Okay, no, the people will not tell you the truth, but I'm just saying. I said, let them know how long it will take, have good relational skills, I think, which is what I had written all this. And then I just heard Jide speak about it, So it's I think that these are the things. I don't know, maybe when you now ask me questions, things will come out of it. But I just want to say that. And then there's something else, yes, that I wanted to talk about. Then the planner does not owe you to give you food at the event too. Because some people are always angry. They don't give you food, they're angry. Anger, I wanted to say that one. See, let me tell you something. People try to tell you, sometimes when I go to a client and I say, please, we need to do food for security. You've got clients to say, but I paid them. Why am I feeding them? Clients will say, why am I feeding them? Clients will say, I did not count them into my numbers. When I was doing food for 100 guests, I did not count everybody working for me into the 100. So why am I going to feed them? And I tell the client, oh, please, maybe we should do another type of food. But when the client doesn't agree, nobody should come and hold me responsible. When you come to the point and I say, please let me serve the guests, and then the person will be angry. I'm like, why are you angry? But you have gone, they paid, you go and buy food. Eat. If they don't give you food, it's all well and good. But if I do give you, so the truth is that as much as possible, we try to feed our vendors. But when I cannot do it, don't put me under pressure for it. Because it's not the client's responsibility. It's not. Except you put it in your contract and say, on the day of the event, you will feed me. Then it's the client's responsibility. And the client has agreed. because a lot of vendors have fought me for that. Some agree, some don't. But we will always disagree to agree. We will be okay at the end of the day. We'll be okay. But it's good to, you see, when you don't have expectations about things, you will not be offended. It's not offense. Some people will be offended. I did an event the other day. The video team and the photo team that worked with me, I didn't have enough food bags. I begged them, I said, so sorry. I couldn't even have enough for the guests. The next day when I had enough, I gave them. Nobody was. I mean, because I already used to working. So they were not there, oh, thank you. They were all grateful. But when somebody is shooting, as person is just shooting like this, as I'm going with the bag, say, my bag, ma. Hey, ma, you're not giving me my bag. I mean, in fact, I will not even give you at that time. When you ask me. I'll be like, for what? Am I giving everybody else their bags? So I think that's also something, because it happens. A lot of times people are always upset about it. But it's good that I think we need to say it sometimes. It's not the responsibility of the client to feed I'm not talking about video and photo, I'm just talking about generally the vendors. It's not the responsibility, because they believe that you've been paid, and from what they've paid you, you should take care of your team. We give our ushers food. We buy food for them. We give food for them. We give them food. We buy food. You know, so that they don't go and want, even if they go and eat and hide, that one is their responsibility. I don't know. Well, it's not that they'll come and say, we're hungry now, we want to eat. No. You can't even tell me that one. You can't even tell me. Maybe you can tell everybody else in my team, but not me. So yeah, so I think those are the things I wanted to say. So transparency, deliver on time, give feedback, have your contract, be flexible. I think I mentioned that there's a client for everyone, right? Yeah, there's a client for everyone. Don't despise your days of little humble beginnings, and from where you are, you can excel and be the best. There's nothing stopping anybody. There are too many people in this world. There are too many people. And there's somebody for someone. Some people, they have only one client and they're okay. Because that one client, they do everything for that client. Some people don't want to do other clients. They just like that one client. Some people, they may have other clients. Some people, it's one client that will pay for another client. Everybody has their style. It's important that you understand it. And understand the planners and understand the people that you want to work with. That can actually help you deliver. Yeah, there's something else as well. This is something that photographers and videographers always fight us for. When we say, please, just quickly give us a video or photo that we can quickly post. Some people are always angry about that thing. They'll be like, I can't do it quickly. But I will just say, for me, what I just want to say about that is, it depends on your relationship with your planner and your client. And it depends on what you want to showcase after the event, or how immediately you want to put out your work. So it's not something that's compulsory, but it's just that it's good for everybody in the long run. So I think that's all. So when we get to questions, okay, thank you very much.
A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for FUNKE. All right, we'll be giving room for questions. Auntie, you can please have your seat. So yes, so we'll be giving room for questions. 5 people, 2 other people who have questions. Yes, please come.
Not a question. I want to appreciate you. I supposed to do this before they call you, and I want to tell everyone here, please don't take this opportunity for granted. I was given opportunity 2019 through FUNKE. My sister over there, Kaixi Driver and Ebu, they forced me, BROADNET, you have to attend Tex Africa. I said, it's for event planner. They said, no, you have to attend. And I sent a DM to you. You are doing 50% discounts. That, okay, I think 2019 was 60,000 naira. And you are saying, okay, you want to pay for 30,000 from. And I said a DM to you that, I would like to attend. I wanted to pay for 30,000 to attend the conference. And he said, don't worry, come. She didn't collect anything. I went for that event, and it's a big gathering. Tex Africa, if you know about it, it's a very big gathering. It's the biggest gathering in Africa. I can say that. And as a photographer from Ibadan, I was the only one that shot from Ibadan. It's live of Gideon Odukoya, photonomy and stuff. I took my camera, I took charge, my laptop, I shot for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, edit it. I took charge of that event in 2019, so that I was noticed by a lot of event planners. And through that event, Auntie, I can tell you, it changed story of my business. I've worked with many event planners through Tex Africa. Sister Akike, I really appreciate you. She pushed me, you have to do this, boom. They always push me, you have to do this. And since then, and I want to say something, 90% of the event planner I'm working with in Lagos, they didn't know that Ibadan is, they didn't know that I was living in Ibadan till this pandemic. Even though BCB thought I was living in Lagos, and Tibose, all of them. And when they give me work, wedding, we shoot engagement Friday, the wedding. One event planner have called me for a wedding, for a vendor's meeting. She called me around maybe 10. I just go, just said, meet me at Lekki, 6 p.m. Jesus Christ, 12 p.m. I told Saike, I said, should I go? I drove to Lagos. But at the end 5:30, we have the meeting. He gave me the job. I went with blessing. This guy. He gave me the job. The guy how many dollars check Mobi, Lekki? He gave me the job. We did the job up to date. They don't know my location. Up to date. My make sure promo day Benny Friday against Saturday's wedding. Come back pay vendors. Me come back pay vendor come by 6. My day 5:30. Up to date. Until this pandemic, some of them now lose me. Oh, this guy is from Ibadan. So that I took every opportunity. I gave a lot of few people free tickets because of what you did to me. And I'm saying this, please don't see any opportunity. Don't take it for granted. My brother, we still appreciate you tomorrow. In fact, I was dazed with what you did. From Enugu, God bless you, sir. Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's have you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Auntie Funke. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dari. I met you like 3 years ago through Babades Vintage.
Okay.
Yes, he's my very good friend. Okay, so Ma, you made mention of something that I was talking to some people about yesterday, and I want you to please say. I want you to please expatiate, because I mean you are in the place to say something more about when you are starting. Don't despise the days of little beginning. Ma, a lot of people get it wrong. Okay. I'm starting out. I didn't make any, how do I put it, inquiry about how do I go about this thing. I am starting out. Some people think because I have the talent to sing or shoot photos or videos, I can just go all out like that and do it. That's one. Secondly, while I'm starting out, do I just put out anything? Like, okay, me first shoot, maybe go. How do I start out properly? Because on the long run, you see some people, they say, oh, I'm an upcoming act, like you said, Ma, please recommend me or give me a job. Let me see what you have done. And it's not looking like who you can recommend. Yeah. Ma, please expatiate. How do you start out? Do you need information, or you just say motive talent?
Okay. Yes, so I think that there are two ways, of how you can start out. That's the truth. Some people just start out, and there's nothing you can stop. You can't stop them with that. And some people go and get information, like you've said. So it's two things. But the key thing is, before you even do anything, I would say it's important to understand, what do you want to do? Are you doing, and why are you doing it? Do you want to go into the space because everybody is doing it? Or you are truly talented? Or this is what you think you want to earn a living with? Some people do it for money. Some people do it because they just love beautiful pictures or beautiful memories. And it's not bad. When you know why you are doing something, it's important to know why. Hold that one in your hand. But as much as possible, it's important to get as much information, get as much training as you can. This is a fantastic platform where everybody here is coming together to learn. I even learned a few things from what Judith said, and I came in just towards the tail end. So when you know that you want to go and start out from the little where you are. Now let me say about it now. It's also important to identify the space you want to play in. Some people don't know. Some people say, I want to be a wedding photographer. Some people say, no, it's not wedding today, it's fashion I want to do. No, I want to do portraits. No. What works for you? Look for it. Some people say, I just want to be a documentary photographer and videographer. Stay in your lane. Own the skill. Sometimes the truth is, some of it may bring you more money than the other. So what you can do is, any the time you know the one that you really want to do, your passion, you can look within the one that will bring you money or brings you the fame, and use it to pay for the one that you really love. I'll give you an example. T.Y. Bello that everybody talks about today. I used to work with T.Y. Bello. T.Y. Bello and I were in Unilag together. T.Y. used to do makeup, she used to do hair, she used to sing, and then she started taking pictures. T.Y. used to take wedding pictures. Do you all know that? You know that she used to. She used to, but she decided that weddings were too stressful. She wanted to be doing portraits, what she does now, where she can spend 12 hours on a shoot. But when you don't have that time, because of this time, we read when Judy said there's never time. Do you understand? So, because of that, she doesn't want to be rushed. She prefers to, and she stayed in that lane. I don't know if you're getting me. She stayed in that lane and made sure that that lane that she stayed is what is paying her now. So you need to identify where you want to play. You need to go and learn and develop your skills. You need to get and then find the right people, the right platform that will lift you up to the next level. The guy that came from Enugu, Sunrise, I got it right? Good. You see, I remember. I was just telling him, I said, I've done many events in the East. Many. I use a planner, one of my planner friends, who helps me. I asked him, I said, I said he doesn't know. I said, already in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to introduce him to her. So that anytime there's an event in the East, she can always be using him. Apart from the people that she's going to use, then I already said to myself that anytime somebody even asks me, because people do ask me, I'll say, I don't really know anybody. Now I know someone. How have I known? Because he has come to get knowledge. You understand? And he has come for network. He has not, I don't know him from anywhere. He has not begged me for work. I don't know if you are getting me. Now I'm going to go and look for at his work online. Now guess what? If he doesn't have his work online, how do I trust him to use him? So you need to build your portfolio. That's also another thing that you need to do. Shoot for free. Look at what Broadnetconcepts said. He said he came to Texas and he shot his pictures. In fact, his pictures, I used it. I don't know if you're getting me. He shot. And look at that story. Look at that testimony. Shoot, look one side today, pay me, I'm not getting out of the house. Even Judas, you see, Judas can come and say, sis, I want to shoot this event. I'm interested in this event. I want to shoot it. He will shoot it because he wants to build his portfolio. So that when you look online or see his pictures, he can tell you, I shot this event, I shot this, I shot this, I shot this. That is how you build your creativity, build your portfolio. You must build your portfolio. And guess how you can build your portfolio? People think that is by going to even have camera. Have you even tried using your phone? You see, some people don't know that your phone can be an investment. So maybe you can't afford a camera. I don't know how much cameras are now. But if you can buy it, I'm just saying that you have a phone in your hand. Are you taking a shot? That when you take that shot, they'll be asking you, is it phone you used? How did you take it? You put it out there. This guy is in Abuja, wedding doctors. There are times a wedding doctor will just show you, say, I shot with a phone. I'll be like, you shot this with a phone? Come and teach me, I beg. I need to learn. What is it you have in your hands? A lot of us, we want to already blow. Do you understand? We want to be big. We want to be working with the big people. We have not even, the ones that we have not treated them well. So we are here now. Oh, I beg, what is it? Have you done, when you went to an event where you went, how did you treat that event? How did you treat your colleagues? How did you treat the people that you met along the way? I've been doing this for 18 years. There are people today, if I see them, people that are younger, see, when everybody was going and say, I was just laughing. can sit with you and eat with you. Those things don't bother me. All those things, I don't care about it. I learn from anybody, the young and the old. I have 22-year-olds on my Instagram DM. I'll be calling her and say, please, how did you do this video? How did you shoot like this? Can I keep it? You know, I can be proud and act like I know it all. I don't need to, I can be like, I can not be paid to ask them. But I'll ask them, they say, hey, I figure you want to know, hey, let me teach you. I'll do it like this, I'll do it like this, I'll do it. They're even happy to teach me. So it's important that humility must play a part in our lives. You must be humble. Humble to learn, humble to give, humble to share, humble to interact, humble to network, and humble to want to learn. Learning. Forever and ever, we must keep on learning. If you cannot go abroad, look, let me say something. And I was telling people, I'll say, look, me, sorry. Before I traveled, before I could go for international trainings, for years, I wanted to travel. See, I want to tell you a story. I wrote something on my page yesterday. And I said, I remember when I used to tell people that, look at her, why is she buying human hair? It's so expensive. What's wrong with her? It's because at that time, all I could afford was Yaki Premium. So I would say, why did I buy human hair? When I could buy human hair, I did not abuse people with human hair. Even I remember when I couldn't buy, before I bought my SUV, I had a saloon car, a 2-door. And I graduated to a 4-door later. But then I was saying, why we drive in Jeep? Is it compulsory? Is it not the same car? Now when I enter Jeep, I realize why they drive Jeep. I don't know if you're getting me. So sometimes when we are not, we are somewhere, we think, oh, why? We need to strive for better. And guess what? As you are striving, you may not even get to the place where you can afford it. Before I could travel to go for international training, I saved and saved and saved and saved. When I went, it exposed me to a lot. Because in the event planning, I was one of the pioneers. So there was nobody to teach me. I had to teach myself. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Now, people are lucky enough to have people to teach them, but I had to look for how to teach myself. So I said to myself years ago at the beginning, I said, I want to be an international planner. So the words you say, you need to say these words for yourself. I said, I want to be an international planner. I want to be a global speaker. I didn't even have visa when I said this thing. They were giving me a show in American Embassy and the UK Embassy. So they'll be seeing big girl. As I enter embassy, they'll give me a show, bow. So I went to South Africa. She South Africa, they tell us, and they will give us visa. I went to Dubai. I went to places that I could quickly go for the visa to build my passport. When I started getting UK visa, Yankee visa, then I went for a conference to attend. The next thing, I was the only Nigerian there. The next thing, they sent me a letter the next year that they want me to come and speak. They're going to pay for me, my flights, my accommodation, my this. Treated me like VIP. I milked it well. And I remembered. In fact, it was one of my ex-staff who is also a planner now. Said to me one day, said, FB, do you remember when you said that you wanted to be a global speaker? You were saying that you wanted to speak, that you can speak now. Do you remember when you were saying it? I said, so you remember when I used to tell you? This was one of my ex-staff reminding me of what I used to say. So when I say don't despise the days of humble beginning, I'm not speaking because I just feel like speaking. I'm speaking because it's the reality of my life. It's a reality, and it is the quest for knowledge and development that is making me stay and be there. And that is why, even if you want to talk or say anything, I'm still relevant today because I am any age that comes out, I'm with them. That's why I must dance by force. I like dancing. I've always loved dancing, but I realized that these people, they like music. All these all those lady saying, any song I go know it. Now me and them, any dance step I'm going to want to learn. My children must teach me this dance step. What is it? Because I realize that you need to keep on evolving. So wherever you are, don't think you have arrived. As I am now, I've not finished speaking where I want to speak. I want some of my colleagues in America to know that I exist. They don't know yet. So they must know. You understand? So please don't despise wherever you are. Don't look at it and think, oh my God, look at where I am. No. The people you see today were once like that. And they grew and grew. And guess what? Everybody's journey in life is different. Some people are going to, imagine you are going on a journey. Some people go on a plane. Some will go on a train. Some will walk. Some will go by boat. Some will crawl. But guess what? As you are going, the means can change. You can be crawling. Along the way, you can book a ticket. Along the way, you can go on a train. Along the way, you can run. But guess what? You're going to get to the finish line. That's it. All right.
The final question.
Sorry, with that one question, I spoke for 5 people. Sorry, yeah.
Afternoon, my name is Mowa Jeremy. First of all, I want to thank BROADNET for giving me the opportunity to be here. And so that I keep asking questions, I'll ask tomorrow again. So what really happened initially was, I've been looking for someone like you for a long time. Okay. Because whenever I get to events, people be like, sorry please, which school do you go to? Because they be like, the way I talk, the way I dress. And what really helped me is because of Olympics, old lady. Yes. They were the one who created, I think, they created a seminar some years ago. So I attended. So since then, they let us know that photographers are not meant to suffer.
Yes.
But, yes. You know, like, they let me know that photographers, they are rich people. They let me know 100K is even small money. Yes. So since then, when I hear 100K, I know okay. So from there, when people see the to show by, and when I tried, it work again. Yes. So that's when I knew that it's not magic. And from there to also, when I look at it again, when I go to events, I notice that some clients they look at photographers like they are beggars. Yes. That you don't deserve to wear this expensive shoe. Yeah. You don't deserve to even eat meat. You want to talk, you come to my daily life. You know, and when you go to Mr. Biggs and get food and start eating, they be like, when Jerry and I say, no, the food is too salty that you would like this Mr. Biggs. They be like, you are too proud. And you know, and you be like, you don't know the person you are talking to. There's a big photographer here, and you be like, you know, I want you to try to segment yourself and try to select your clients when they call you, and just push your price up because you don't want to do work for them. They feel like, financially you are going to make it. And naturally, when you are doing photography, you have already experienced the difference between peace. Sorry. I'm just being emotional. I'm very sorry. You know, I just. So, you know, what I'm trying to say is, I'm very sorry I asked the question. What I'm trying to do is that. Okay, something happened today now. I'm very sorry to say. I was trying to ask a question and they were laughing at me. What I'm trying to say is that there is more of low self-esteem in photography than high self-esteem, and how can we fight it?
I get you.
Yeah.
I get you. Don't mind them. They're laughing at you. See, you've asked 100 questions. That's why they're laughing. So yes, you know, when I started, you know, if you notice, the first thing I said was, you are the most important. Mm-hmm. I purposely said that because it is something that I have also noticed with photographers and videographers, where clients feel like, you know, like they treat them in a certain way. So it is a mindset, and it's a mindset that you all have to change. Well, first of all, look, let me say something. People will think that you are proud no matter what you do. But you have to set yourself apart and carry yourself with pride and dignity. Now, there's something about being overcome. It's a thin wall. You understand? The work you bring to the table is how you treat yourself, is how people will see you. So, you know, I remember one of my team members one day. I said to him, he came to a client's place and he wore, this is one of my team members, and he wore maybe slippers, his jeans was like, I'm not saying jeans cannot be torn, please don't get me wrong. But we were going for an event, and he was going to be the person that would go and see the client in the morning. He should have been more decently dressed, because it is how people see you that they will address you. The client, first of all, when the client called me and said, they didn't even know he was there. Then the client now started saying, is it that guy that you said that looks like a riff-raff? I said, I now called him. I said, why did they say you look like a riff-raff? What happened? And I said, oh, you didn't even know he wore this, he wore that. I said, you two, you didn't do well. You understand? You didn't do well. There's a way. My husband was a typical example of when I met my husband years and years ago, when he was living in a one-room apartment. That apartment, the neatest apartment I've ever seen in my life. Everything was perfect. Perfect. Everything is shirt. My husband's shirt, trousers. Even if it's two shirts, he had. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. The point I'm trying to make is the way we carry ourselves, the way we look, the way we speak, the way we behave, and is the way people will treat us. You can have two shirts, and I tell my team, you can have 4 outfits, you can have 3. When we are going for a meeting, let them think that it is beyond what we have that we are going for. Because people like to respect what they think a certain thing looks like. And already, they already have a mental mindset that photographers and videographers are just, they should get out. I don't know if you understand what I mean. They are hungry. You know, like what you said, that they are hungry. But guess what? They are so important. So it's how, because see, it's also the culture in Nigeria. I want you to understand that there are some things in Nigeria that is looked down upon. It's until we start elevating it that it becomes elevated. And it starts from each and every one of us. Cooks, even people that cook, you know, they used to look at them funny, you know. Until some people started becoming like celebrity cooks. They now say that those ones, the way they will carry themselves, you cannot talk to them anyhow. You cannot say, is it not food you are cooking? You can't say that. Hairdressers, stylists. I'm trying to give you work that looks menial. I'm using those as examples. Work that look like, you know, stylists now. Stylists is the one that bring they'll say, style you, bring the shirt, do this. People started elevating it. It now made it look a certain way. You said what? Ushers. No, that one of ushers. There's even now they have tried. Before it was bad that people used to think that these ushers, what are they doing? You know, it's now that, you know, people are seeing that, no, even waiters. You know, waiters. But it's also how, see, it's also how people treat their team. You see, you have to make your team or even yourself seem more than what you, I don't want to say packaging, but I don't want to give you the wrong thing, but it's also packaging. I didn't you get what I mean. It's also packaging. Like, you can wear a t-shirt, like he's wearing traditional, you are wearing a t-shirt. Now, you can wear that t-shirt you're wearing, and I'm not thinking that you are looking okay. But some people, they can wear that t-shirt, and the t-shirt can look scruffy. Appearance. When the guy that came to speak now, what's his name? The one that wore boots now. What's your name? Diamond. You know, when I was looking at that, photographer in Leko, his shoes, the way he looked, very professional. And I'm glad, you see, let me also say this. I'm also glad that looking in this room today, almost everyone has put in an effort in how they look and how they are. And that is making me happy. So you just need to let your clients see more of it. You need to carry yourself that, look, you are one of the most important elements of an event. And it's how you see yourself that they will see you. Do you understand? It's how you see yourself. So that's why, you know, that thing of food. You know, I purposely mentioned that thing of food. That food thing can sometimes make you look like you are begging. Let them be the one to say, oh, have you eaten? Would you like some food? Oh, I'm fine, thank you so much. Oh, don't worry. Oh, wow, thank you. There are many, look, let me tell you, me that you are talking about me, Funke. There are clients that I can get to their house and they will offer me food. There's some they will never offer me. I'm not offended. There are some that give me presents and say, Funke, take this gift. Some treat me. Some will even say, don't enter this door. Please wait for me in this parlor. What do you want me to, like me, I will not go and tell them that, don't you know in my house I have a nicer parlor than you? You know, I will just keep it to myself, but I will carry myself in the house. Even if they say, do you want a drink? I'll be like, oh, I'm okay, thank you so much. Even if I wanted a drink and I'm dying. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Because I've carried myself with that dignity. So we must carry ourselves with dignity. We must elevate each other. One person I like a lot that does that a lot is Big H. The way he carries his team as if they are eggs. You can't treat Big H. In fact, the way they do, some I'm always thinking, it's not more than photography. But they're like celebs, all of them, they're like celeb photographers, like, you know, the way they're proud. I'm like, okay, look. So please, I know that it's not easy. It's a mindset. But we must break it, and mentally tell ourselves that we are bigger than this. You know, like we are made as a photographer. Don't just say photographer. Say, I am a creator of memories. Do you understand? I am, you know, when you say that, there's some words you'll be saying like this, even yourself. You will be like, is it beyond taking photos? Say, because it's those photos I take that you keep forever. So I'm important. I and my team are important. So that's why I said, treat them well. See, he mentioned Vintage when he came to speak. Vintage have never, in an event, ever asked us that, is there food? They have never. I give them food, I'll say there's food, go and eat. They'll say no. When I have food bags, I'll give them. They know, what I mean is that they build themselves in such a way that you cannot really feel, what's the, say me in English. See finish. There's no see finish because they're already proud. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So that's why, you know, Jude, what did Jude say when he spoke? He said, if he's hungry, go and buy chicken in public. He didn't say, I will eat in the client's house. He has his chicken in public in his house, in his bag. He's eating. If the guy now offers him food, he can take it. It's an extra level. Do you understand what I'm just trying to say? So please, let's not act like we are hungry with our heads down, our heads raised, right? With pride, right? And with the fact that we know what we do. Our work is to capture memories for a lifetime that makes our clients happy and is timeless. That's our work.
Until you can't go yet, we see how two people piled up.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so we have.
B, I didn't want to talk about the football share.
I've said it, Abi. What word did you want to say? That they should not be proud. Tell me the because your hair is even.
I think it's not about being proud. I think that food thing is not even. Most times the event planners doesn't even affect us directly. The servers and the person in charge of the food. Sometimes, let me give you an instance. There was a day we worked at Radisson Blue. It was a buffet. The bride told me, go and eat anything you want. So I told my team members, you guys should go and eat. The security came to meet us at the event planner said, the photographers should not eat. And I saw the band members, everybody were eating. I went to meet her. Do you have a thing for photographers? He said, no, that you guys haven't paid enough. Okay, no problem. The place is directly opposite Radisson Blue. I said, go and get food. We were about to bring food inside. He said, we cannot bring food from outside into the hall. I was like, okay. I called it. All of us, we left the hall. I went to eat outside. So the bride called me like, what's up? You can say, we are eating. Your planner said we should not eat. So he called me back, and it's not like this is the first time it's happening. Event planners, we are cool. We know that if there is food, event planners would give us. Yes. If there is extra food, event planners will give us food. But the problem is, I think the people serving and the person in charge. Yeah, the person in charge of the food. That's it. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Okay, I get you. Right. I get you. Is that orientation really, and it's also what the clients have said to them, or what the client has counted the food in their hand. Client can come and say now that, but I told you to do food has finished. Because I gave everybody food. Do you understand? So that's just why that happens a lot. Yeah, so I know many of us I'm not a photographer, I'm into events, but I know mostly some photographers, if not all, when we deal with event planners, especially when they call and they say, oh, can you come and help me do this? I'm not worried, I'm not worried, and you will get there, and you will see luxury, and they will pay you peanuts. You understand? And getting there, the way the event planner will present it, like you are doing them a favor by shooting for them. Yes, I get you. Now, for that one, the truth is, you have to have your price point, and you also have to have how much you want. See, okay, let me say it like this. If I call you for an event, and your price is 350,000, I'm just saying, that's your price. When you get there and you see there is an event of $10 million, don't be angry because your price is 350K. But what usually happens is, and I know what you're saying, is that the planner would have said, be begging you to collect 100K now. Please just help me. Abi, is that not what you're saying? And everything. Now, because you don't know, maybe the planner has either negotiated the 350K with the client, or it's 100K the client wants to pay. It's a win-win situation. So you have to, when I said, I talked about unprofessional planners when I started as well. In this industry and generally, there are just so many eggs, good and bad. But you have to determine where you want to play. I don't, for example, when I work with Jide, I work with Libra and I work with Big H, I don't price them. I don't know that I even like most. If you give me you send me your portfolio, I can just say, give us a discount, because clients expect a discount. They say, as a planner, you should get a discount. So we will still ask you for a discount, but I'm not going to do it in such a way that when you get there you feel bad. Let me give you one, like the Dangote one I was telling you about. Libra and I, all these people that we used about 3 or 4 different photographers. But all of them did not know who the client was until nearly when I needed to now give them more information. They did not know. They charged to the way they charge. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. They didn't charge because it was this client. They just charged their normal fee, and that was what they were paid. You understand what I'm saying? So it happens. I get you. Look, the thing about it is, you have to determine what level of exposure you want. When a planner calls you, so let me give an example. If I call you now for a job, if I call you and I say, please come and do a job for me, if I negotiate you, when you come there, you are happy. The truth is, you're already happy that Zapphaire is calling you. So even if you get there and you see Otedola and Co, they are the people, you will be happy that I'm shooting an event like this. So that's what most people play on. So, but you have to not determine how many free exposure work you want to do. How many have you done? And how many can you do again? And if it's not working for you, then don't work with the planner. Don't work. Because let me tell you sometimes, also for planners, let me tell you the truth. Even me, sometimes I tell my team, I say, look, I sit down here and the client comes to me and they say they want to do an event. I'm the one that sits down and I'll say, use this, okay, this cocktail person, we recommend this one. I recommend dessert. This one, maybe we recommend. The person, you are sitting in your house, you don't know anything. I'm just the one working, helping you. The next thing I call you. So sometimes the planners too feel like, yes, maybe they're doing you a favor. That's the truth. Because they called you, you were just sitting. You didn't know about the job until they called you. So that thing is there. There's like a two-way, it's a yes. It's not something I can tell you now that there's a solution to it. I give it. But you have to be in such a position. Let me tell you another way. You have to be in such a position that your work is so good that they must want to use you. How will I say this? Like there's some vendors that I didn't know them before. Then I'll not be seeing them online. I'm like, where did this person come from? Then one day I'll now see that the person has sent me a DM maybe 4 years ago, telling me that they wanted to come and work with me. I didn't know them then, and maybe I didn't even regard them. I will now see them and say, this guy is good though. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but I will call them because at that time I've seen their work. It happens to everybody. It happened to you. Even to you. Okay, that was, I'm not called. Oh, I called you. Here you go. Okay. Who's that? Go away. Yes, so so I'm just saying that it happens like that. Because, sometimes until you see something, or you see how creative somebody is, you may not know until you see it. I don't know if you kind of get. So it's not easy, Sha.
But another thing is, how do we handle some events planner coming from Lagos to do stuff in Ibadan? And they can even use, but when you come into town and you believe that not the same value you place on Lagos vendors, you place on Ibadan vendors.
Okay. I like that. I like that word. In fact, that is fantastic. It is, as I said to you, it's a perception. It's perception. So I did an event recently in Ibadan. And I called a planner, I called somebody and I said, please, who can you recommend for things, drinks, some things in Ibadan? And they gave me some recommendations. But the client did not even want me to think about some other event. We're going to just say, bring somebody, this person for photo, bring this person for video. Because the person has not seen someone from Ibadan that they think is good. And I must speak, please don't get me wrong. Listen. What is it? Yes. So what it is this. You said something about concept. You said people did not know that you are in Ibadan. See, location also sometimes affects things. And I'm not being funny. You have to make sure that you position yourself in such a way on your page that you are global, not Ibadan. Did you get that? You are not Ibadan, you are global. Meaning that wherever you are on your page, except I know that you are based in Ibadan, then do you understand what I'm trying to say? Because there's a perception, if you are in Ibadan, Ilorin, I've done events in Ilorin before. I've done in Ibadan, I've done in Kano, I've done in Mina, I've done in Kaduna, I've done in... I don't even know some vendors that are there. But in Kano, when I was going to do Kano, we had to look for vendors in Kano. I had to ask people about who is in Kano. The way Abuja builds themselves. Have you seen how Abuja have built themselves? Go and study what they did. Some planners in Abuja, some people don't know that they are in Abuja. Because of how they elevated it. So you have to elevate it and elevate your work. Don't take your pictures like you are in Ibadan. Take your pictures for a global mindset. Take your videos for a global mindset. Somebody talked, I think the man of the YouTube, he said, when they post on YouTube, they post for an international audience. He said it, did you guys catch it? No, I caught it. No, I held it. I'm going to go and implement. In fact, I'm going to call him after to say, you should come and teach me some more things. So what am I saying? Build for a global mindset. Don't build for your limitation. Don't limit yourself to where you are. There's nothing bad. I have a friend, a planner friend, she lives in Akure. She came for Texas. I didn't even know there were planners in Akure. Oh no. Now I know. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. And guess what? I don't look at her with that mindset. I look at her with, anytime I have an event here, I will call her. I don't know to kind of explain what I mean. So, but you have to put out your work in such a way that it matches. When they take your work beside a Lagos vendor, it must match side by side. That is the only way the value that you want to charge can be the same. Do you understand? That is the only way it can be the same. But there will be a little difference in terms of maybe people say, the prices should be lower now, the clinical should be like this, whatever. See, sometimes as well, you need to build up. Maybe you want to get to a place where you are charging 500K. I'm just saying. Maybe to get to that place where you are charging 500K, you need to do some clients in this vicinity that probably pay 350K. I'm just saying. But you have built your portfolio so much that by the time you finish, somebody that comes in, my price is now 500K, they will pay. Because you built it. It happened with a photographer I know. He started out, he was collecting around 50K, 200K. We were excited. Now when we want to use him, his money is now 400, 500K. And there's nothing we can do. But he first of all did that 150, 200K to catch us. You know, all of us now enter the market, we are happy. He has now, boom, everybody now knows him. Everybody now calling him. So he's now proud. Do you understand? But it's a good pride. I don't know if you understand, it's a good pride. I cannot come and tell him, but I paid 150K last year now. I can't. So that's what I'm just saying. So it must match side by side. So that by the time they're looking at the pictures, they're looking at the videos. Go and look at those videos. Whenever you look at the videos, there's a guy now that is very popular in Lagos, Felix Crown. Does he do video or photo? Photo. Is it photo? Good. I didn't know who he was until recently. I didn't know who he was. But guess what? I'm not paying attention to his work. Because I've seen his style and I'm like, oh my God, this is beautiful. What I'm saying is that go and study people you want to be like. And it doesn't have to be local. You can look at international. I study international planners. I look at how they work so that I can bring it to Nigeria. Do you understand what I'm saying? So please, I don't want you to limit. I like that question. That was a fantastic question. Where is she? That was a really good question. Yes, because people will come and say, Sibi is Ibadan. But Ibadan, guess what? Ibadan is cool, oh. Ibadan has some nice things, oh. But people don't know. Because they're not seeing that fast-paced nature of Lagos. Because of how they knew Ibadan to be before. So it's all of you that will change the narrative of it. It's all of you. So on your page, I want to go, you know what? You're going to give me everybody's Instagram handle. Send me if possible. Or people should tag me. Let me go and see everybody's page. And I'll come on your page and be saying, this picture, you should not be on your page. This is good. I recommend this guy. This guy is good. Because I want to also see your work. And I know that from this conference, from the next 2 days after this, I believe that every single person here, and I want you to hold on to it, every single person here, your business, your work will change dramatically in the name of Jesus. If you will not regret coming to this conference, you will not regret the 3 days you spent taking out time to come and invest in knowledge and meeting people and wanting to learn. Every resource that you need, every help that you need, God will grant unto you in the name of Jesus. Thank you very much. I'll start going back to Lagos now.
Please, we like to have people that have come from outside Ibadan to take pictures after the presentation. If you have come from outside Ibadan.
Powered by BROADNetconcepts.